The rain pounded against the windows of Brew Haven, my cozy little cafe tucked away in Seattle's bustling Capitol Hill neighborhood, as if the sky itself was trying to wash away the day's mundane worries. I was behind the counter, wiping down the espresso machine for the umpteenth time, when the door chime announced his arrival. A young man with tousled dark hair, drenched from the downpour, clutching a sodden resume like it was his last lifeline. Little did I know that Jordan Hayes, with his shy smile and earnest eyes, would upend my carefully constructed life, forcing me to confront feelings I'd buried deep under layers of routine and denial. I remember that interview vividly. It was a Tuesday afternoon in early fall, the kind where the air smells of wet leaves and fresh coffee grounds. Jordan sat across from me in the back booth, his hands fidgeting with the edge of his shirt, explaining how he'd just moved from a small town in Idaho, escaping a family that expected him to follow in his father's footsteps as a mechanic. "I need this job, sir," he said, his voice steady but laced with desperation. "I'm good with people, quick learner, and I make a mean latte." I hired him on the spot, not because his experience was stellar. It wasn't. But because there was something in his gaze that mirrored my own hidden vulnerabilities, a quiet storm I recognized all too well. As the weeks blurred into one another, Jordan proved to be more than just an employee. He had this effortless way of charming customers, turning rushed mornings into moments of genuine connection. I'd watch him from afar, pretending to inventory supplies, as he bantered with regulars about their favorite brews or shared stories from his rural upbringing. One evening, after closing, we stayed late to deep clean the place. The radio played soft indie tunes, and amid the scent of lemon cleaner, he opened up about his dreams, wanting to study graphic design, but his conservative parents had dismissed it as frivolous. I shared a bit about my own path, how I'd left a corporate job in finance to open this cafe, seeking freedom from the suffocating expectations of success. That night, as we locked up, our hands brushed accidentally, and a spark ignited, subtle, unspoken, but undeniable. Our conversations deepened over shared shifts. Jordan's laughter filled the quiet lulls, a sound that became the soundtrack to my days. He confided in me about the isolation he'd felt back home, where being different meant whispers and judgment. I nodded, understanding more than I let on. At 32, I'd navigated my own closeted youth in a Midwestern suburb, where coming out wasn't an option. Yet, here in Seattle, with its progressive vibe, I still kept my personal life private, fearing it might alienate suppliers or conservative patrons. Jordan's presence challenged that wall. One rainy afternoon, a customer made a snide remark about those pride flags ruining the neighborhood, and Jordan's face tightened. Later, he asked me point-blank, "Does that bother you, Alex?" I hesitated, then admitted it did, but I chose silence to protect the business. His disappointment lingered in the air, a first crack in our budding rapport. Tensions simmered beneath the surface as Jordan integrated into the cafe's rhythm. He started suggesting small changes, like a new playlist or themed nights, that breathed fresh life into the place. Business picked up, and so did my admiration for him. But whispers from his past caught up. A phone call from his mother one shift left him pale and withdrawn. "She wants me to come home," he muttered. "Says city life is corrupting me." I offered a listening ear, but inside, guilt gnawed at me. Had I encouraged him to stay for selfish reasons? Our late-night talks turned intimate, sharing vulnerabilities about identity and belonging. One evening, as we sat on the rooftop overlooking the twinkling city lights, he admitted, "I think I'm gay, Alex," but saying it out loud, it's terrifying. My heart raced. I wanted to confess the same, but fear held me back. Instead, I squeezed his shoulder, murmuring, "You're not alone." That moment sealed something between us, a fragile bond teetering on the edge of more. The cafe buzzed with the weekend crowd, steam rising from mugs like whispered secrets, as Jordan and I navigated the rush with synchronized ease. What started as professional camaraderie had evolved into something deeper, a connection that made the ordinary feel extraordinary. Yet, as our friendship blossomed, so did the undercurrents of conflict, societal expectations clashing with personal truths, forcing us to question where loyalty truly lay. Jordan's enthusiasm was infectious. He designed a new logo for Brew Haven, simple yet evocative, capturing the essence of community we'd built. Customers raved about it, and I felt a swell of pride, not just for the business but for him. During quieter moments, we'd steal glances, our conversations laced with unspoken affection. One afternoon, as we restocked shelves, he turned to me with a vulnerability that pierced my defenses. "Alex, why do you hide who you are? This city accepts it. Why not embrace it?" I deflected, citing the need for neutrality in business, but his words stung, highlighting my own cowardice. Deep down, I envied his budding courage, even as he grappled with his family's disapproval. The first real test came during Pride Month. The neighborhood erupted in rainbows, and pressure mounted from staff to participate. Jordan pushed for it, arguing, "It's about visibility, Alex. Hiding perpetuates the stigma." I resisted, worried about backlash from out-of-town suppliers rooted in more conservative areas. Our debate heated up in the storage room, voices low but intense. "You're letting fear win," he accused, eyes flashing with frustration. "And what about us? What if there's something here?" The air thickened. I stepped closer, our breaths mingling, but pulled back at the last second. "It's complicated," I whispered, regretting it immediately as hurt flickered across his face. As days passed, the rift mended through small gestures. A shared coffee break, a joke to lighten the mood. Jordan opened up more about his hometown struggles. Friends who distanced themselves after rumors. A father who equated masculinity with heteronormativity. "I came here to be free," he said one night over takeout in my apartment above the cafe. The space felt intimate, walls echoing our laughter and confessions. I shared my story too. A failed engagement in my 20s to appease family, the loneliness that followed. "I've built this life alone," I admitted. "But with you it feels complete." Our hands found each other across the table, a tentative touch that spoke volumes. That evening marked a shift. Stolen moments became our secret language. A kiss in the shadows after closing, hearts pounding with the thrill of discovery. Yet external pressures loomed. Jordan's family visited unexpectedly. His mother a picture of small-town propriety, eyeing the cafe's diverse clientele with thinly veiled disdain. During their lunch, she probed about his social life, hinting at finding a nice girl back home. Jordan tensed, deflecting with work talk. But the strain showed. After they left, he broke down in the back office. "They'd disown me if they knew," he sobbed. I held him, murmuring reassurances, but doubt crept in. Was I pushing him toward a path that could shatter his world? Society's divides felt sharper. Acceptance in Seattle contrasted with rejection elsewhere, fueling debates among friends about assimilation versus authenticity. One regular, outspoken activist, challenged me. "Love isn't real if it's hidden." Her words echoed Jordan's, amplifying my internal turmoil. Our relationship deepened amid these storms. Late shifts turned into lingering embraces, conversations exploring dreams and fears. Jordan's art flourished. He sketched portraits of us, capturing emotions words couldn't. But controversy brewed when a local blogger spotlighted the cafe, praising its inclusivity but questioning my silence on LGBTQ issues. Comments poured in, some supportive, others accusatory, labeling me a hypocrite. Jordan defended me online, but privately it strained us. "We can't keep pretending," he urged during a heated whisper argument. "What are we, Alex?" I faltered, torn between love and security. That night, as rain lashed the windows again, we shared our first real kiss in the open, under the awning visible to passersby. It was liberating, terrifying, a declaration amid chaos. Summer faded into autumn's crisp embrace, leaves crunching underfoot like forgotten promises, as Jordan and I navigated the fragile terrain of our evolving love. What began as tentative affection had ignited into a passionate bond, but societal fractures threatened to tear it apart, exposing raw debates about identity, family, and sacrifice. The cafe became our sanctuary, yet also a battleground. Jordan pushed for change, organizing a subtle pride event, a poetry reading with queer themes. I agreed reluctantly, fearing repercussions, but the night was electric. Patrons shared stories of struggle and triumph, forging connections. Jordan's reading, a poem about hidden love, moved me to tears. Afterward, in the dim light, he whispered, "This is us, Alex. We deserve this." Our kiss that night was fervent, a promise amid applause, but the next day brought backlash. A scathing review from a conservative site, calling it agenda-pushing. Sales dipped slightly, and doubt resurfaced. Was love worth the risk? Family intrusions escalated. Jordan's father called, demanding he return for a real job, laced with homophobic undertones about city influences. Jordan hung up, furious, but the words lingered. "They think being gay is a choice," he vented to me. We debated late into the night. Nature versus nurture, societal conditioning versus innate truth. I argued for patience, drawing from my own estranged relatives, but Jordan's fire challenged me. "Hiding validates their bigotry," he said. Our discussions turned tense, passion-fueling arguments that ended in reconciliatory embraces, strengthening our resolve yet highlighting divides. A pivotal moment came at a community forum on LGBTQ rights. Jordan dragged me along, where speakers dissected discrimination in workplaces and families. One panelist shared a story mirroring ours, a hidden relationship leading to regret. Jordan squeezed my hand, urging, "We can't end up like that." Inspired, he came out to a close friend from home via video call, only to face rejection. The fallout devastated him. He withdrew, questioning everything. I comforted him through sleepless nights, our love a balm, but guilt weighed heavy. Had my caution influenced his haste? Controversy peaked when Jordan's artwork went viral. A piece depicting two men in embrace, inspired by us, sparked online debates. Art as activism versus exploitation. Supporters praised its authenticity. Critics decried it as provocative. The café drew protesters one weekend, a small group chanting about traditional values. Inside, customers rallied, but the scene shook me. Jordan stood firm, confronting them peacefully. Love isn't a threat. His bravery awed me, yet terrified. What if it endangered him? That night, we argued fiercely. "You're holding back because of fear," he accused. "And it's hurting us." Tears streamed as I confessed my deepest insecurity. Losing the café, losing him to backlash. He pulled me close, murmuring, "We'll face it together." As winter approached, our bond tested further. Jordan considered moving back home to mend family ties, a choice that gutted me. "Maybe I can change their minds," he said, voice breaking. I pleaded against it, sparking a raw confrontation about self-sacrifice versus self-preservation. Friends weighed in. Some urged compromise, others radical honesty. One evening, amid falling snow, we walked hand in hand through the park, defying stares. "I love you," I said aloud for the first time, the words freeing yet fraught. Jordan echoed them, but shadows of doubt remained. Society's mirror reflected our struggles, debates on assimilation, the ethics of outing, the cost of authenticity. In quiet moments, we pondered. Was love enough to bridge these chasms? Winter's chill seeped into every corner of Brew Haven, mirroring the frost that had settled over our relationship. As Jordan and I grappled with escalating conflicts that tested the very foundation of our love. Societal judgments amplified personal dilemmas, pushing us toward choices laden with controversy and consequence. The viral artwork brought unwanted attention. Reporters hounded the café for interviews, framing our story as a symbol of urban progress versus rural resistance. Jordan embraced it, seeing opportunity for advocacy, while I shied away, citing privacy. This could help others, he argued during a stormy evening debate. Or destroy us, I countered, visions of boycotts flashing. Our differing views clashed like thunder, ending in silence that stretched for days. Reconciliation came slowly, through whispered apologies and tender touches, but the rift exposed fundamental divides. His idealism versus my pragmatism. Family drama intensified. Jordan's parents arrived unannounced, drawn by online buzz. His mother's tears and father's stern lectures filled the apartment. "This isn't you, son. It's a phase." Jordan stood his ground, declaring his love for me, but the confrontation shattered him. They left, disowning him, cutting financial ties. Devastated, he questioned his decisions. Was coming out worth losing them? I held him as sobs racked his body, my own heart aching. We debated the ethics, filial duty versus personal happiness, a topic sparking heated discussions with friends. One ally suggested therapy, another no contact. The weight pressed on us, fueling nights of soul-searching. External pressures mounted. A local politician cited our café in a speech on moral decay, igniting protests and counter-protests. Patrons divided. Some boycotted in solidarity with family values. Others flocked in support. Business teetered, forcing tough choices, like laying off a part-timer. Jordan blamed my initial reticence. If we'd been open from the start, maybe this wouldn't have happened. Our argument escalated. Voices raised in the empty cafe after hours. "You think I wanted this?" I shouted. "I built this place to escape judgment." He softened, pulling me into an embrace. "We're in it now," he said. That vulnerability reignited our passion, but controversy swirled. Media painted Jordan as a rebel, me as complicit, sparking online forums debating power dynamics in age gap relationships. Him at 24, me at 32. A turning point arrived when Jordan received a scholarship offer for design school in New York. A dream realized amid chaos. But it meant relocation, tearing us apart. "I can't ask you to follow," he said, eyes pleading. I wrestled with the idea. Uproot my life, the cafe I'd poured everything into? Friends opined variably, some called it romantic, others foolish. We spent agonizing weeks deliberating, love clashing with ambition. One night, under a blanket fort in the living room, we laid bare our fears. Abandonment, regret, societal failure. Love should enhance life, not limit it, I mused. Jordan nodded, but tension lingered. The climax hit during a heated community rally. Protesters clashed outside the cafe. Inside, we hosted a dialogue event. Jordan spoke eloquently about intersectional struggles, class, sexuality, geography. A heckler interrupted, accusing him of betraying his roots. Chaos ensued. Police intervened. In the aftermath, Jordan was bruised emotionally, questioning if advocacy was worth the pain. I proposed then, in a moment of raw honesty, "Marry me, let's build a future together." He hesitated, the offer hanging like a double-edged sword. Commitment amid uncertainty. Debates raged internally. Was this love or desperation? Society's lens magnified it, with articles questioning rushed decisions in turbulent times. Spring's tentative warmth thawed Seattle's streets, but the scars of winter's battles lingered. As Jordan and I stood at the precipice of irrevocable choices, our love a beacon amid swirling controversies that demanded resolution. The scholarship loomed like a ticking clock. Jordan agonized, pacing the apartment. New York could change everything for me. I supported him outwardly, but jealousy and fear gnawed inside. Our discussions evolved into profound explorations of sacrifice, personal growth versus relational stability, a debate echoing societal tensions between individualism and partnership. Friends split. Some urged him to go, labeling staying as stagnation. Others romanticized unity. One evening, over a candlelit dinner at the cafe, he confessed, "I can't imagine life without you, Alex." Tears mingled with resolve as we weighed options. Long distance, my relocation, or parting ways. Reconciliation with family offered a glimmer. Jordan reached out, initiating cautious conversations. His mother softened slightly, admitting cultural blind spots, but his father remained adamant. A family therapy session via video turned explosive, accusations flying. "You've chosen perversion over blood." Jordan ended the call, shattered but empowered. "I won't beg for acceptance," he declared. We celebrated small victories, a supportive cousin's message, but the ordeal highlighted ethical quandaries. Forgiveness versus boundaries, a hotly contested topic in queer communities. The cafe rebounded, transformed by our openness. We hosted inclusive events, drawing diverse crowds, but not without pushback. A lawsuit threat from a disgruntled former supplier over ideological differences forced legal consultations, straining finances. Jordan's art sold, providing relief, but it sparked envy-fueled rumors. Was our relationship opportunistic? Online trolls dissected it, debating authenticity in public personas. We countered with transparency, sharing our story in a local podcast, emphasizing love's resilience. Listeners responded variably, empathetic letters alongside hate mail, fueling broader dialogues on visibility's double bind. In a moment of clarity, Jordan declined the scholarship, choosing to stay and enroll locally. "You're my future," he said, proposing in turn under the cherry blossoms. Joy surged, but doubt crept. Had he sacrificed too much? Our wedding planning intertwined with activism. We volunteered at shelters, advocating for displaced queer youth. Yet, controversies persisted. A venue cancellation due to pressure from conservative groups, igniting media frenzy. We persevered, marrying in a simple ceremony at the cafe, surrounded by allies. Vows exchanged amid tears, promises of unwavering support, challenging norms. Life settled into a rhythm, the cafe thriving as a haven. Jordan pursued design part-time, his talent blooming. Our bond deepened, weathered by trials, a testament to enduring love. But reflections lingered. Societal progress felt incremental, personal costs high. We debated endlessly, had visibility advanced equality, or merely exposed vulnerabilities? Was Jordan's decision to forgo the New York opportunity a noble act of love, or a regrettable compromise that society too often demands from marginalized relationships?